Hello. Good Monday morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 439. Welcome to a Monday, coffee in tow. No specific topic to discuss this morning. Didn't do my homework, so that's why it's just a random Card Talk Monday. So Jenny sent me a tweet. I don't know if Jenny's with us yet in the chat. Jenny sent a tweet that 2 feet of snow in her area. What's up, Zach? Good morning. So I'm looking at our forecast because we had a little bit of snow on Friday night into Saturday morning. It had melted by the time there's Jenny. I was just talking about doing some weather talk. So we got a little bit of snow Saturday morning, overnight, Friday. We got all rain, but there was still some snow. Like I could tell it had snowed here, but it had melted by Saturday. So we are going to be in the 60s this week, mid-December. Our Wednesday high 64 degrees, Thursday 61, which is very unseasonable for southern Wisconsin. And then we're back to reality for the weekend, 39 and then 31 degrees on Saturday and next Sunday. So Jenny, your tweet about snowfall reminded me about, like, we're going to be in the 60s this week. What's up, Herman? There's Jenny and Zach. Good morning. Good Monday morning. I don't know how well my internet's going to hold up this morning. As I was booting up this live stream earlier, my internet went out. It was running really slow. I've had some issues, so maybe I need to reset my modem or whatever it is. So yeah. So I really don't have anything to talk about, but Ken mentioned on Twitter last night, overnight, he's talking about eBay sales, and I think he said he had a really good week. I just saw Jenny's reply. An amazing December 1st through the 10th. The weekend slowed. I think that's because people go to card shows, maybe see what today does as a Monday. And I think totally right. And it is December. Decembers are slow. Because people are out Christmas shopping, Christmas parties. I just think there's less attention to hobby-related activities on the weekends in December, and much like what you see in the summertime as well. I had a really good Friday. I think it was Friday. No, Friday was average. I had a better than average Saturday. My Sunday was okay. What did give me a little boost was the fact that a lot of cards that I listed, I listed maybe, I don't know, 30 or 40 cards just unfortunately watching the Bears-Packers game last night. And many of them sold like right away. I had a Micah Parsons Prism Draft color, and I realized I just grabbed a random box from some of the bulk buys that I picked up, and I knew that Micah Parsons was having a great season, and there was a color like a purple wave Prism, and Prism football hasn't been released yet, so it's like, well, this has got to be, a sought after rookie card. So I put it up. The comps for Prism Draft was about where I thought. I was like, well, maybe I'll get. I listed it for $6, thinking maybe I'll get a best offer or extend an offer for $5. I'd be happy with that. So I listed it for $6, and it sold in probably 6 minutes. I mean, that sucker flew. And then I had a couple other cards that I listed last night, and they sold within an hour or two. And it took me back to first quarter when, I would list 100 cards and 25 of them would sell within, 12 hours. So it was nice to see some of that movement, sales movement. So I'm having a weak December overall, which is expected. It is the worst sales month for cards. So looking forward to getting out of the doldrums of the poor sales, and a lot of the sales that I've been moving lately have been, as expected, football, basketball, and vintage or junk wax era baseball. And that's, you know, I'm going to be listing baseball today, but what I'm listing is the 73 top singles. And then there was a stack of Mike Trouts that were in one of the boxes that I picked up, recently. And those are always a decent seller in the off season as well. So any first Bowmans, any prospect type, I'm just going to hold off. I've got boxes and boxes of first Bowman. I might just hold them off and usually I like to just set boxes aside, and then 2-3 years down the road somebody gets hot and all of a sudden you find a stack of first chromes, and they were $1 at release and now they're $40. So I think I might just do that, at least with the chromes. Maybe list the paper traditionally doesn't sell. First Bowman paper, you don't see a big spike in those prices, but you do with chrome. So that's kind of what I'm aiming for. Hey, finally, one of my soccer cards sold. I listed a ton of soccer last week, and they've kind of been trickling on the sales front. Zach suggests a Nighthawk router changed my life. I'll look into that. Jenny here, I thought I was getting 1K free listings for my $28 store, and then found out I get 10,000 in certain categories. I'm going to have to get going. Yes. So, so that's why I have 51,000 listings. So I get 1,000 free listings plus 50,000 additional for certain categories, and trading cards falls into those certain categories. So that's a great benefit. I wish eBay would just do away with the listing fees altogether. I guess I get it for non-store. They're getting the store subscription. So I think if you have a store subscription, it should be unlimited, because the more sales you make, the more money eBay makes. So that's what it always annoyed me, where when they capped you at 1,000 and then they're and then they charge above 1,000, I'm not listing, I'll list a couple hundred. I'll list a couple hundred after that. My dog's been sick this morning, so I think going outside again. So I'll list, a couple hundred to make it, worthwhile, because you can list a couple hundred, you're paying the listing fees, but it's not as much as what you would be paying for the eBay store. So that always annoyed me. It's like, I want to sell more, and me selling more makes you more money. But if you cap me at, X amount of free listings, I'm not going to list above that. So neither of us are making any more money. So I'm glad. I think they realized that last spring when they kind of, gave away all the listings, and they've carried that on, which was a great move on eBay's part to, extend and, basically get free listings out. Does your dog let himself out? No, she does not. I heard footsteps. The dog was running downstairs, and my wife is taking her out. So she's been out. Yep, she's unfortunately, she's gonna not be in a good mood, because I think she took the dog out twice this morning. I took the dog out at 6, and I know she was up at 5, and I think earlier at 2. So our dog sometimes has stomach issues, and she's thrown up. She's number 2 a couple times. So Jenny says I need to get to eBay to up my listing limit to match the free ones. I'm capped at 2K as a new seller because I didn't sell for 9 months, even though I've sold for 5 years plus. So Jenny, go to the help menu and type in. So maybe I can walk through this. So help and contact. Go to, type in seller limit. Yeah, and if you type it, a box pops up and it says request a limit increase, and just click on that. So eventually they will. So that's all the further I can go, because I have a $2 billion and 2 billion listing cap. So it used to be you called. I think now to do. Ken recently just did this, and I told him several times, they're not gonna. eBay will not do it on their own. You have to uh, put the effort in to like request the limit. So you do have to reach out and ask for a limit increase. So and it's super easy. Just go to the help menu and type in seller limit, and then a box pops up. It says request a limit increase, and it should say currently you've listed or sold X amount of items of your X monthly limit. You can list or sell up to blank more to reach your blank monthly limit. So do that. And it used to be it used to be really easy. Like you could call, and this is when they actually had operators that took phone calls and say, hey, I want a limit increase. And they're like, okay. And they'd ask like 2 questions. They're like, okay, boom, you're at, 5,000 or 10,000 or whatever it was. And I had to do this like every month. I would call every month to increase my limits. And funny, I can list 44,000, but only 1,800 items. They must think I got some high end cards. Yeah, I don't know how they come up with those numbers, but mine's 2 billion items and $2 billion. So I'll never ever. I don't think any trading card, even the highest, can all of the trading cards sales on eBay equal $2 billion? Probably not. In a year's time, and that's monthly. That's $2 billion in a month. So it's basically just we have to put a number in there. So we're gonna put an absolutely ludicrous number in there. So yeah, super easy. Request a limit. Be on my phone, and that was really easy. I think it is a little trick. You have to jump through a couple hoops now, but I know Ken did go through it and got his limits increased. So, and I don't know how often. Like previously, when I had to do it, it was like once a month. You could request a limit increase once a month, and usually, I mean, it was basically a formality. They asked you like your username. I think they ask what you sell, how many, items you're wanting to sell or will sell. And then like, okay, you're at 10,000. Okay, well, I don't have to call back for a while. So if you start selling 2 billion a month, we will see you at 7 a.m. on an island behind you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do more than baseball cards to sell 2 billion. 2 billion's not even. Like how many billionaires are there that have $2 billion? Like, I mean, that's kind of a obscene number. So that's kind of all I had. I just don't have anything to talk about today. Because I talked about Club 400. I didn't do a damn thing on Saturday. Yesterday I shipped over 100 items. I still have like 75 to go just through sales from yesterday. So I did see a pickup in volume yesterday. Oh, I was going to go through my, so I wanted to compare, and I was kind of bummed out on my impressions, and views are just, seem like they're stagnant, but they're really not. My sales dollars are down 14% over the last 30 days. That's to be expected. It's December. So I'm not concerned about that. I'm just focused on listing, and we'll come out of December and see pickup and sales pickup. So my traffic numbers so my numbers that let's see. So yeah, so when I started this venture 2 months ago, my impressions were around 3.5 million for a 30-day period. And now they're at 7.6 million. So I've more than doubled the eyeballs on my listings. So I'm very happy with that. It's still like, even with over 8,000 listings, my impressions are still like around the number that I had in February on 3,000 listings. So that just tells you, and you kind of have to take that with a grain of salt, those stats with a grain of salt as well, because they did change the views. So, I don't know how that would translate, but my 7.6 million is probably in February's numbers, probably more like 14 or 15 million, and then and vice versa. So, um, let's see, from sports cards to sports car sales to be 2 billion, 3.5 million. LOL, I'm at 403,000. And that's, you keep listing, and in the more listings, I'm at 8,000 some listings now. So the more listings you have, the more eyeballs, and all that good stuff. So, oh, I did have somebody recently post. Somebody sent them an eBay message regarding players listed in their category. And so what it was, say he had, let's see, find a card down here. Okay, say it's Brett Favre. So say he's listing this Brett Favre card. And he was using a template, and for some reason the template had several similar players. So the template had Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers and Troy Aikman, and Brett Favre. And on the teams that would have New England Patriots and Green Bay Packers and Dallas Cowboys. So somebody message saying, you're really screwing up the search results. I'm looking for this, and posted that because it was a baseball card, and it was like Mike Trout and like all of the Ronald Acuna, Juan Soto, Fernando Tatis, but it was a Dale Murphy card. And so it's like, well, the person that sent the message is actually correct, because that is keyword spamming. So when you list in categories, what's up, Dan? So when you list in categories, and it shouldn't be, the template shouldn't have multiple players. I don't know why the template would have that, but that's keyword spamming. It's basically the same thing as listing PSA 10 question mark, or PSA question mark, or non-autograph. That always gets me. Complete set can sometimes throw you off. So essentially it's keyword spamming, and it's, against eBay terms and conditions. It is. And Brad says it's rampant. It is. It's unfortunate. It's just a way. If there's multiple players on a card, this particular instance did not have multiple players on a card. It might have been the template he used may have. I don't know which template he was using, but I guess that could be. But yeah, so that's why. And I hate that, because if I'm looking for Ryan Sandberg and, I come across, Brett Favre and Fernando Tatis and Mike Trout, it's like you're clogging up the search. And so, yeah, so that's what you could, that's why it's bad. Non-graded, so it pops up when people search graded. Yeah, it's all that just drives bonkers. Wish you could block sellers. I agree, because I would totally block sellers that do the keyword spamming for sure. So yeah, so that was just another eBay thing that came up this week that we were talking about. So today on the docket, I'm going to be listing 73 Topps baseball singles. What else? A bunch of Mike Trouts, actually a few Mike Trouts, but just a bunch in volume. A couple of Otanis. So today's a baseball listing day. I ran out of plain white envelopes, so I'm gonna have to make a Costco run and get my bulk. I started using my BCW top loader semi-rigids, so they're working great. Hauled them all down into the basement yesterday, so those are going. And I did. Oh, also last night I was doing some sorting, breaking down what I found. So I've done football and basketball organization by last name, and there's a lot of letters that are picking up more and more, and there's Eileen. Vartech. Oh, we don't know Vartech. Where's VaskTech? So so then I'll break it down to BA, BE, BI, BR, BU, and it makes it much faster when I'm filling orders. So I hadn't done that yet for basketball. So I was going through and sorting basketball, organizing and sorting basketball for my eBay store last night. Dan says, looking at BCW Z-Folio 9 pocket albums for $23 each for Burley's. If I buy it, would be after Christmas. Very nice. That's still something that every time I see a Z-Folio at Target, it's like, oh, I'd like that, but I just I'm not in that phase where I'm putting together my Cubs yet. So eventually I'll get there. So that's all I had for today. Thanks for tuning in. Brad's going to be going live on his channel. Check that out. Texas Card Dude tonight. Herman and Ken over at 3B Collections channel. Have a great Monday, and we'll chat tomorrow.